The natural world is breathtaking, but its power is often beyond our control. Today we count down the most unbelievable animal rampages ever caught on camera. Real, raw, and unforgettable. These moments remind us that beneath nature's calm, wildness always lurks. From African jungles to quiet suburbs, we'll witness the animal kingdom unleashed. Each story is a unique clash between animal instinct and human presence. Watch closely. Our number one spot is a rampage so wild, it will leave you breathless. Let's begin our countdown and step into a world where the wild truly runs free. Our journey starts on Africa's sun-drenched plains, where the African elephant reigns. Tourists in sturdy jeeps watch these gentle giants, marveling at their calm power. But on this day, a massive bull elephant's mood shifts. Ears flare, a trumpet of rage splits the air. The warning is clear. Suddenly the elephant charges, closing the distance in seconds. The ground shakes as tons of muscle and bone bear down on the vehicle. The jeep, once a fortress, now feels like a toy in the path of a living locomotive. Screams and chaos erupt as the elephant's tusks slam into metal. The impact is a brutal reminder. Here, nature's hierarchy is absolute. In the wild, we are only visitors, and the rules are not ours. This encounter is a lesson in humility and respect for the true power of the animal kingdom. The line between observer and participant can vanish in an instant. The footage is unforgettable, a stark warning to never underestimate the wild. On these plains, the true power is never in human hands. The wild decides when the line is crossed, and when it does, survival is all that matters. Next, we visit a zoo, a place built for safety, but not immune to the wild's ingenuity. The silverback gorilla, a symbol of strength and intelligence, is the star attraction. But on this day, the gorilla breaches its enclosure with shocking force. Visitors freeze in disbelief as the massive animal steps into public space. Panic erupts. Families scatter as the gorilla, confused and frightened, moves through the park. Its power is undeniable. A single swipe sends objects flying. Sirens blare. Staff scramble. And chaos reigns. Footage shows a wild creature lost in a human world, searching for freedom. The event exposes the challenge of containing such powerful animals. Even behind glass and steel, the wild spirit is never truly tamed. The desire for freedom can break any barrier. This escape is a stark reminder. Captivity cannot erase instinct. The wild always finds a way. Now, a vibrant festival. Music, crowds, and tradition. Bulls, bred for strength, are central to the celebration. But when a gate fails, a massive bull bursts into the heart of the crowd. Confusion turns to terror as the animal, panicked by noise and people, charges through the festival. Screams replace music, people scramble for safety. The bull's rampage is chaos, stalls overturned, debris flying, bodies dodging horns. Camera footage blurs with motion and fear. This is no controlled event. It's a desperate flight from an unpredictable beast. The scene is a stark warning. Mixing powerful animals with dense crowds is a recipe for disaster. When control is lost, celebration can turn to tragedy in seconds. The wild cannot be contained by tradition alone. Respect for animal power is non-negotiable. One breach and everything changes. Suburbia, quiet, safe, and far from the wild. Or so we think. One morning, a black bear, driven by hunger, wanders into a neighborhood. At first, it's just knocked over trash cans. Then, the bear itself appears on doorbell cameras. Residents watch in shock as the bear climbs fences, crosses, lawns, and peers into windows. The bear's rampage is confusion, not aggression, trapped in a world it doesn't understand. Patio furniture flies, garden gnomes shatter, and a playset groans under its weight. The footage is surreal, a wild animal lost in suburbia. This encounter is a symbol of our encroachment on wild habitats. The wild isn't always out there, sometimes it's right on our doorstep. Safety is never guaranteed when nature comes calling. Next stop, a shopping mall, the last place you'd expect a wild rampage, but a wild boar crashes in, shattering the calm. Shoppers freeze, then panic as the boar charges through stores, sending mannequins and racks flying. Security cameras capture chaos. Glass shatters. Perfume bottles explode, and the boar skids wildly on polished floors. People scramble for safety, ducking behind counters and racing for exits. The line between civilization and wildness is thinner than we think. Nature can invade even our most controlled spaces. Sometimes, all it takes is a single open door. Back to the African savanna, where the lion is king. Safari vehicles are supposed to be safe, until the king decides otherwise. A pride lounges under a tree, tourists snap photos feeling secure. Suddenly, a male lion locks eyes with the jeep, growls, and advances. In a flash, it leaps onto the vehicle, claws scraping metal, roaring inches from terrified faces. The barrier between observer and wild is shattered. Footage from inside the jeep is pure terror, a predator's power on full display. The lion bites and claws, shaking the vehicle, testing its strength. For those inside, safety is an illusion. In the lion's kingdom, we are the intruders. Our sense of control is fleeting. The wild sets the rules, and can break them at any moment. Respect is not optional here. In the northern wilds, a moose, towering, powerful, wanders into town. Disoriented, it charges parked cars, antlers smashing metal, alarms blaring. Residents watch in disbelief as the moose treats vehicles like rivals. The rampage continues through parks and intersections, chaos in its wake. Police and wildlife officers scramble to guide the animal back to safety. Dashcams and phones capture the moose's size and power, utterly out of place. This is the wild pressing back against human expansion. The moose's rampage is fear, not malice, a desperate reaction to a world it never chose. Coexistence is a challenge we can't ignore. In Australia, a quiet home becomes the scene of chaos. A panicked kangaroo, startled in the night, crashes through a living room window. The family screams as the bleeding, terrified animal bounds through the house. Furniture is overturned, walls gouged, ornaments smashed. The family barricades themselves, listening to the destruction. Security cameras capture the surreal invasion, a wild creature lost in a domestic world. The barrier between wild and safe is as fragile as glass. Stress and fear drive unpredictable encounters. The wild can shatter our sense of security in an instant. On Africa's rivers, the hippo is deceptively deadly. Tourists drift by admiring the pod, until a bull hippo decides they're too close. It submerges, then surfaces much nearer, snorting a clear warning. The guide tries to escape, but the hippo gives chase. Fast, relentless, unstoppable. The animal surges through the water, jaws agape, intent on capsizing the boat. Tourists huddle in terror as the hippo closes in, its massive head just meters away. The footage is heart-pounding, a living torpedo in pursuit. The calm river hides explosive fury beneath. This is not a gentle giant, but one of Africa's most dangerous animals in attack mode. Respect for wildlife is not optional, distance is survival. The wild's wrath is swift and unforgiving. Never underestimate what lies beneath the surface. Our number one rampage, an intelligent, powerful chimpanzee raised among humans. One day, it escapes, and instinct takes over. The chimpanzee's rampage is swift and violent, leaping onto cars, smashing windows, tearing off mirrors. Its screams echo through the neighborhood, terrorizing residents. The police arrive, but the chimp targets their car, ripping off handles, smashing glass, battering the vehicle. The footage is disturbing, intelligence and emotion fueling destruction. This is not a pet, but a wild animal in profound distress. The line between human and wild is erased, with tragic consequences. Some animals can never be tamed. This rampage is the ultimate warning. Respect the wild, or pay the price. We've witnessed 10 unforgettable moments, each a testament to the untamed spirit of the wild. These were not acts of malice, but instinctual reactions to fear and confusion. The lesson is clear. Animals deserve our respect and distance. Whether in the wild or our own backyards, caution is key. These stories remind us coexistence requires understanding, not confrontation. If you found this countdown compelling, like and subscribe for more. Share your wild encounters in the comments. Let's learn to coexist with the wild together.